Yes, sir, we promised you a great match here tonight.
Classy, the maker of champions.
Andre, the giant WrestleMania!
One of the best fan-favourite modes from WWE Games past is the one and only Road to WrestleMania mode. And today, for the first time in years, we actually have some brand new information to talk about regarding this classic gaming experience. What is up everybody, it's your boy Cameron Bash here and welcome back to the Movement channel, where today, thanks to one very special person that we'll be talking about in this video, we've got some really cool new information to talk about when it comes to Road to WrestleMania in WWE Games. So if you're excited to hear about all of this news, make sure to drop a like on the video because we're about to jump straight into this. So, for those of you who don't know, Road to WrestleMania is a game mode that was first introduced into the WWE Games franchise with SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. And ever since then, it has remained a cult classic and fan favourite simply because of how fun it was to play through this mode. It wasn't anything groundbreaking by any means. It was a simple story mode that had you play as a particular superstar as they traversed a few months of wrestling shows before reaching WrestleMania. But despite being simple, it gave players a well-written, fun and unique storyline to play that they couldn't get anywhere else. And I think that is why it has this bit of a cult classic feeling to it. Because shortly after Road to WrestleMania was removed with its last game being WWE 12, we saw the introduction of WWE Showcase mode, which instead of having you play through a unique story mode made for the game, you instead played through real-life scenarios that you already knew the outcome of. Needless to say, for a gaming experience, knowing the outcome of the story before you even get started is going to put at least a few players off, and we have in fact seen that exact thing happen with the WWE Games franchise when it comes to their Showcase mode. And that is partly the reason why people remember Road to WrestleMania so fondly, and even ask for something like this to return today. One of the bigger supporters behind Road to WrestleMania is actually one of the people who helped write and bring this mode to life, that being a guy called Justin Leeper. Now, for those of you who don't know who this guy is, well, this is actually one of the reasons we wanted to make this video today. To turn you all on to who this person is, and where you can start checking out their stuff. Because if you're as big of a fan of Road to WrestleMania as we are, then Justin has a lot of great content already out there that you need to check out. He has made a full 18-minute plus video where he shoots on the death of Road to WrestleMania, he has made director cut videos of the mode, and he has even made videos that feature never before seen behind the scenes footage. On top of that, Justin has also worked on many big games such as Death Stranding, mocapping for some of the characters in that game, and continues to work as an actor and stuntman in many other projects. Needless to say, this is an interesting man with a lot of experience, so listening to him not only talk about Road to WrestleMania, but other wrestling topics and his life experiences, is a listen that you'll probably get something worthwhile out of. With that, I wanted to turn your attention to a couple of new tweets that Justin put out recently that revealed never before seen details for storylines that were planned for Road to WrestleMania in various WWE games. The first of these tweets reads, "I recently found lost documents from WWE SmackDown vs. Raw's Road to WrestleMania mode. Dug into them more. I'd outlined a Jeff Hardy story in SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. It featured a wild King vs. King match, Jeff Hardy as King of the Ring vs. Triple H with scepters and a throne. Hashtag Mr. Road to WrestleMania, hashtag Road to WrestleMania documents." Jeff Hardy was on fire towards the end of the early 2000s, so it makes a lot of sense that Justin would think to write and propose a story revolving around this character, and to then have that lead into a King vs. King scenario against the King of Kings himself. That would have been pretty cool to see. However, with WWE having a real-life feud revolving around Triple H and Jeff Hardy about a year prior, and Jeff's real-life issues with drugs that were taking place around the time, perhaps those two things factored into this storyline never seeing the light of day. The second and final of Justin's tweets in this thread reads, "Even bigger, I wrote an entire 40-page Miz storyline script for SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 Road to WrestleMania. We even submitted it to WWE. They weren't into it, sadly, so we just went with the other 5 stories. I peeked. Marty Jannetty actually shows up. No memory of writing it. A Miz story where Marty Jannetty actually shows up does sound like it could be pretty wild, and it's interesting to hear that this one made it all the way to the desk of WWE themselves. But at this time in the Road to WrestleMania mode, they were really focusing on storylines that revolved around big and established stars, with big names like John Cena, Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio being featured in multiple Road to WrestleMania modes across the different games. So maybe that's the reason WWE weren't too interested in giving a lesser star in The Miz a chance of having his very own story mode in this game. I personally believe it would have been cool to see either of these stories come to life, as the only thing that was lacking in the Road to WrestleMania mode was the variety of superstars featured in the leading role of the stories. Triple H had 3, Cena had 2, Undertaker had 2, and seeing people like Jeff Hardy or The Miz would have really brought a nice new spin to the mode in the exact same way that Sheamus' story did in WWE 12. We'd love to hear what you guys think about these stories in the comment section down below. Is this something that you would have liked to have seen back in those older games? And on top of that, is Road to WrestleMania a mode that you would like to see return in a more modern game? Be sure to let us know all of your thoughts down below, be sure to drop a like on the video while you're there, and before you head off, make sure to check out the description down below for both Justin Leeper's Twitter and YouTube page, and check out some of those videos that I mentioned. You won't be disappointed. But with that guys, that's gonna do it for this video. We thank you for watching, hope you all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon for another one.
Oh, come on, what the hell is going on here? Wait, no, that's impossible. No, what the hell is he doing here?